welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the official Macron Northern Counties East League podcast. Pickering Town's Emirates FA Cup campaign came to a close on Saturday, and with it the interest of the Northern Counties East League teams in the competition, as the Pikes suffered a 2-0 defeat at home to Step 4 side Runcorn Linnets in the second round qualifying. The tie at Mill Lane, broadcast live on BBC iPlayer, drew a record crowd of 1,026, but Tony Hackworth's side were unable to deliver a cup upset. The visitors struck midway through the first half through Declan McLaughlin and sealed the win with a late second in the 84th minute, scored by Ryan Brook. A word of praise for the committee and the volunteers at Pickering. There had clearly been a lot of thought put into the organisation of the event. Any queues were swiftly dealt with, extra stalls and food vendors had been set up, and the whole day went smoothly despite the larger than normal attendance. There must have been some very tired people in Pickering on Saturday afternoon. Elsewhere, in the Macron Northern Counties East League Premier Division, Tadcaster Albion extended their lead at the top to 4 points, following a 3-1 victory at Bottisford Town. First half goals from Oliver Norman and Ollie Johnson gave the Brewers a commanding start, and although Luke Iris pulled one back, Matthew Mulhern's 83rd minute strike secured the win. Tadcaster's advantage grew as Barton Town and Liversedge in second and third played out a goalless draw at the Easy Buy Stadium, keeping both sides within touching distance but unable to close the gap. Penistone Church climbed into 4th place thanks to Sam Scriven's decisive goal in a 1-0 win at Thackley. They leapfrogged Knaresborough Town, who were held to a 1-1 draw at home by Parkgate. Jack Dyche opened the scoring for the hosts before Harry Day equalised in first half stoppage time. Friday night action saw Sheffield move into 6th with a 0-0 draw at Wombwell Town, and Sheffield and Barton remain the only 2 unbeaten sides in the league after the weekend fixtures. In the other Friday night game, Campion edged Horbury Town 3-2 in a dramatic encounter. Gyro Parchment netted the winner in the 67th minute after Horbury twice came from behind. And Horbury remained the only side out of our 42 teams yet to record a victory this season. Saturday's fixtures delivered standout performances, including a hat-trick from Macaulay Snellgrove as Beverley Town triumphed 4-1 at Albion Sports, lifting them up to 8th. Eccleshill United cruised to a 3-0 win over Handsworth, and Golke United climbed out of the bottom 2 with a resounding 6-1 win at Frickley Athletic. In Division 1, Durnan District maintained their lead at the summit with a 3-0 home win over Glasshout and Welfare, Jamie Austin scoring twice and Theo Wainman adding a third. Harrogate Railway Athletic in second squandered a 2-goal lead as Regan Ward's late hat-trick earned Doncaster City a stunning 3-2 comeback victory. Wersbridge Athletic moved into third with a 2-1 win at Clubthorne Colliery, courtesy of Keelan Grist's hour-mark strike. Wakefield slipped to 4th after a 2-1 defeat at Brigg Town, where Mason Ellinder and Josh Jordan gave the Zebras the edge despite Ash Flynn's reply. Crowell Colt staged a late turnaround at Goole, with Joe Simpson and Lewis Graham scoring in the final 10 minutes to seal a 2-1 win, which sees Crowell climb into 5th. At the foot of the table, Winterton Rangers remained bottom, following a narrow 1-0 loss to Selby Town, Daniel Davison netting the winner with 15 minutes left to play. And that's 9 straight defeats in the league and 10 straight defeats in all competitions now for Winterton. However, Appleby Frodingham and Nostell Miners Welfare both secured crucial victories to ease their relegation fears. Apford overcame Athersley Recreation 3-1, with goals from Joshua Frywald, Harry Lewis and an own goal. The host replied through Danilo Musolo, while Nostell saw off Maltby Main by the same scoreline thanks to early strikes from Jack Mayer, Charlie Osterfield and Jamie Miller. Maltby's late consolation came from Shay Evans Booth. Those results leave Winterton 7 points from safety with around a quarter of the season played. Route 1 Rovers came back from 2-0 down at half-time but left it late to snatch a 4-2 win at Louth. Zach Kahn scoring twice in the final minutes to take his season's tally to 18, including 4 hat-tricks already. Meanwhile, Armthorpe Welfare and Leeds UFCA shared the spoils in a thrilling 3-3 draw. On to this weekend, and the FA Vars take centre stage, with 28 of our teams taking part in the second qualifying round. We wish good luck to all of them. It's still been possible to slot a few league games in, with one game in the Premier Division and another 4 in Division 1 on Saturday. As always, whichever game you're going to watch, have a great time.
Welcome to the Macron Wakefield NCEL podcast. And as I always say to our listener as well, who we do it all for. We have with us tonight myself, Bob, Richard, Si, Jordan, and Adam. Good evening, guys.
Evening.
Evening.
So we'll go straight dive in. We'll go back to last Friday. We'll go to the Premier Division. And the first match we're going to look at is Campion and Horbury Town. So, Horbury Town, over to you, Jordan.
Yeah, another defeat, sadly. But for large parts, if not all parts, we were far superior. I don't know if anyone's managed to see any of the game, because we have a guy that comes and follows us quite often, and he does a bit of videoing for us, and they scored 2 absolute worldies. Which is just our luck at the minute. We had one cleared off the line with an overhead kick, literally 90 seconds before they scored their first goal as well. So we could have had an absolutely fantastic start after 90 seconds, but 3 minutes in, we was a goal down. Got ourselves back into it. Probably should have had a penalty. There is just that singular clip going on socials at the minute, and the general consensus seems to be that it was a spot kick, but we didn't get it, and then we got punished with another goal from distance. Got ourselves back into it in the second half, and then within a couple of minutes, we didn't clear his lines, and they got a third and took all 3 points. So yeah, another defeat for us. But the performance was there for pretty much all the game, just individual errors that's cost us.
Yeah, I know how you feel, because we were something similar last year with Go. So I know how you feel. Frustrating. Right, on Friday night also, we had one well-played Sheffield, and that was a 0-0. Good crowd that night, 305. And then we went on to Saturday, and we'll start with the FA Cup. Pickering 0, Runcorn Linnets 2. A good crowd. That. Did you see the crowd, guys?
Yeah, fantastic crowd.
Yeah, brilliant. Won it 1,026. Brilliant. But a good run. Pickering did well to get to the second round qualifying, and with the gate money and the prize money and the television money, I think the chairman at Pickering will be very happy indeed. So we're going to the Premier Division on Saturday, and it was Albion 1, Beverley 4. So a good win for Beverley. So I think Albion had a couple of good results the previous week, because we talked about it, and but Beverley ran out 4-1 winners on Saturday. Then we had Barton 0. It was second versus third. Barton 0, Liversedge 0. So 0-0. How did it go on, Richard?
It's as tight a game as the scoreline suggested. Barton probably had the better of the first half. Liversedge had most of the pressure in the second half, but both teams very resolute at the back, and it looked as if it was going to. Well, there was only going to be one in it if there was going to be a goal, but it did have 0-0 written all over it. They cancelled each other out really, but good game.
Very good. Then we had, moving on to Bottisford were playing the league leaders. Bottisford 1, Tadcaster 3. So another good win for Tadcaster. Keeps them top of the league. Eccleshill 3, Handsworth 0. That's a good win for Eccleshill. And then Ripley 1, Golcar 6. That was a goal bonanza for Golcar. A great win, easily the best win of the season for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I see they've got George Doyle back, and he's started scoring goals straight away.
Yeah, he's got 2. By look on, 2 goals. Yeah, 6-1, a good win for Golcar.
Yeah.
Very good. Knaresborough 1, Parkgate 1, Thackeray 0, Penistone Church 1. Good win for Penistone. But there was no game for Rossington on Saturday, Adam. There must.
No, we were meant to have Pickering, but they were in the FA Cup. So we played a friendly against Emily on the Friday. I weren't there, but I think it finished 1-0 to Emily.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Yeah, Pickering, yeah, of course. Yeah. I just did wonder why I'm going down the list. I thought, can't see Adams Rossington, you know. Why is that? Yeah. Right, Division 1. It was Armthorpe 3, Leeds University 3, Athersley 1, Appleby Frodingham 3. Good win for Appleby Frodingham, which has moved them up the league. Brig 2, Wakefield 1. Did you go, Si?
I did, yeah. I like the new ground at Brig. We were talking last week, weren't we, saying what improvements they've made. It doesn't have quite the same sort of intimidating atmosphere before. It used to be quite sort of like having the fans right on the edge of the pitch before. Now there's a bit more room. But obviously with the 4G pitch. But yeah, Brig, good value for the win in that one. Obviously they don't have the best of starts to the season, but they're starting to pick up some form now, especially at home. I think there's quite a few wins on the bounce they've got there. The downpour just before kickoff didn't really help either side because it made it really slippy on that 4G. But that didn't play a part in either of the goals. Both well taken by Brig to give them a 2-0 lead at half time. Ash Flynn pulled one back for us early in the second, as he tends to do. Always seems to find the net somehow. But we couldn't add to that. And first loss under the new manager, but a good match, and Brig totally deserved the win on that one.
Yeah, they've definitely improved. I think we went there and won 4-1, but after that, I think they picked up 12 points out of 15. You know, it's they're definitely improved. Yeah. Moving on, Clubthorne 1, Worsborough 2. So Worsborough still doing well, keeping up there. Durham District 3, Glasshouse 0, league leaders, good win 3-0. And then we come to my team, Goole 1, Cruel Coats 2. Well, we started off well, but then we lost our right wing back, Carl Austin, for injury halfway through the first half. It went in at half time 0-0. We scored early in the second half, so we were 1-0 up. Gave them a few chances. And then we both lost our both centre backs in the space of 9 minutes. So we lost 3 defenders out of 4, which is through injury, which is very unusual. And I think Cruel could realise that we hadn't reorganise our defence. And they smelled blood and they scored. Joe Simpson's got the equaliser in the 83rd and the press for the winner. And they got the winner in the 89th minute. Our keeper tried to keep it out. It was a scramble of the box and they put it in. So disappointing. We 1-0 up with 7 minutes to go, so lose 2-1. Yeah, very disappointing. But we hope for better things. But our home form is not good. We've won 1, lost 3. So we hope on Saturday we can improve it. But we'll come to that later.
You make a troll because they really have
game sometimes.
Cruel Croats, for the first time in the league, they're well organised, I have to say, defensively. They've got Lee Ridley at the back, and he was saying afterwards he's 43, but he used to play for Scunthorpe, I understand, and he's got the experience, you know, and it's something you can't buy, really. Then moving on, a great game, this one, Harrogate 2, Doncaster City 3. Now Harrogate were 2-0 up at half time, and with what according to this was 6 minutes to go, they're still 2-0 up. Then Doncaster made the comeback of all comebacks, 1-3-2. And our ex-player Reggie Ward, ex-Goole player, and many other clubs he's had, he scored a hat-trick. That was a great win, wasn't it, for Doncaster?
Incredible win that when you think of the form of both teams going into the match as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Then it was Louth 2, Route 1 Rovers 4. Nostell 3, Mortby 1. And then Winterton lost 1-0 home to Selby. Winterton's poor form still continues. And they're getting a bit adrift in the league, but we'll do a league tables later. But let's hope they can pick up the form as the season goes on. So then we'll move on to Tuesday night. Sheffield and Hammersmith Senior Cup first round. There was a match there, Hall Green United 3, Amfort 0. And then in the Premier Division, Beverley 3, Eccleshill 1. Good win for Beverley, good crowd there, 355. Golka 2, Knaresborough 2. And it was, as you said, Richard, it was that man George Doyle on Tuesday night. He scored 2 goals for them again. So has he just returned to Golka then, has he?
Yeah, they've got a few players back from last season who weren't there at the start of the season, and it's certainly showing in the results.
Definitely, yeah. Liversedge 1, Thackley 1, Parkgate 2, Barton 1. So obviously you went for that one, Richard?
Yeah, what a frustrating game. I should have said after the Liversedge game, but that was Barton's 5th successive clean sheet, which is a club record. So against Parkgate, really the wonder how they haven't won the game, let alone lost it. But Parkgate had 3 chances, took 2 of them. Barton had 6 or 7 and took 1 of them. And Parkgate as well defended exceptionally well. The goalkeeper made some really good saves. And uncharacteristically, after Barton got themselves level, a defensive error in stoppage time, and Parkgate took advantage of it. So well done to them. A frustrating night for Barton. But I will say the Parkgate before the game, it's one of the best playlists we've heard for a long time. So well done to Parkgate for the pre-match entertainment as well.
Very good. And then I say 90th minute win again. We talk about these 90th minute goals, don't we?
Yeah.
Then moving on, a great match at Pickwaw. Depends how Jordan views it. It was a goal feast on Tuesday night at Pickering. Tell us all, Jordan.
I must say, even as a Horbury Town committee member, that's probably the best game of non-league football that I have seen. Even without Horbury Town being in the picture. I think if he'd have said to us before, although we're bottom of the league with no wins, still with no wins, if he'd have told us before the game we'd have took a point away at Pickering, we'd have probably taken it. But in the manner that we've kind of thrown it away, we're very disappointed. We was 1-0 up, 2-1 up, 3-1 up, 4-2 up, and we've come away with just a point. But the lads played exceptionally well. I think after Campion, Joe Jagger, our striker, were disappointed that we're not putting the ball in the box enough for him to be able to do what he does and scores goals. And within about 3 minutes, new signing Joe Clegg, who we've got on dual reg from Emily, who Jagger knows very well from his time at Emily. Within 3 minutes, put the ball right in the money in the box, and Jagger opened the scoring. But within a couple of minutes, we were level through a goalkeeping error. Probably should have punched it instead of trying to catch it, and he's dropped it straight to their striker. But then Jagger's got us back in front again from another cross and another header. And then we've grabbed a third before half-time and probably could have scored a fourth and a fifth, to be honest, and put the game to bed. And then early second half, they've had a free kick out wide that's looped over our keeper, which again is just our luck at the minute. But we'd got ourselves back in front by 2 goals from Jagger again, getting his hat-trick from a free kick. And then, they got themselves back into it with a ball that apparently had crossed the line, but I was at the other side of the pitch. The linesman flagged that it went over off the post. We'll never know whether it actually went in or not. And then we shot ourselves in the foot by going down to 10 men, which is probably a bit of a stupid challenge. Ball was quite easily going to the keeper, but our guys gone in a little bit over the top, got himself sent off, and we were hanging on with 20 minutes to go. And then as the referee added 7 minutes on, they've put the ball in the box and got their fourth. We've come away with a point. when we could and should have definitely come away with all three in his first win of the season. But the performance was absolutely fantastic. But as a neutral, getting 8 goals, a man sent off, and plenty of chances. They'll be happy, the neutral, that they got the money's worth.
So, yeah, when I saw the scoreline 4-4, I thought that's a tremendous game, but it's heartbreaking when you get a last minute goal against you in the last few minutes. It's right. Moving on then. Sheffield 2, Rossington 1. Now then, Adam, did you go?
Oh, we're there, yes. Yeah, it was a good game to be fair. Both teams started pretty well. Well, both attacking sides of it anyway. Could have easily been about 3-3 after 20 minutes, to be honest with. Were fair few, yeah, both keepers made some decent saves. Both teams started pretty well, and then Sheffield took the lead just before half an hour, I think, and then they were a better team for the rest of the first half. But second half, Rozzo made a few subs and came out really well. And of course, Rosanna, like I say, quite quiet for most of the game, but as you know, experienced strikers do, we always manage to find a goal from somewhere in an E-level game. And Rozzo for probably 20-25 minutes the second half were fantastic. Dominated first part of the second half, but then Sheffield FC, like I say, they made some changes as well, and you could see the quality towards especially last 15-20 minutes, that kind of took control of the game. And 7 minutes from time, they did get the winner, and then they closed the game out really well, to be fair. I think a draw would have probably been a fair result, but can't really complain at the score, to be honest with you. They look a decent team, Sheffield, and I do think they'll be definitely in top 5 come end of season.
Yeah. And the final match on Tuesday night in the Premier League was Tadcaster 2, Albion Sports 2. Well, that's a really good result for Albion, because the loss on the Saturday 4 went home to Beverley. And Tadcaster, it was a 90th minute equaliser. Late goal again from Ollie Norman, who always seems to be on the score sheet. Rescued a point for Tadcaster, but when Telly's at top of the league and Albion's towards the low end, that's a great result for Albion Sports. Right, and moving on to Division 1, it was a good win for Glasshoughton, because they needed the win to move off the lower end of the table. It was Glasshoughton 3, Louth 2. They were 2-1 down with Glasshoughton, but then they got 2 late goals to win it 3-2. Harrogate down at the top of the table clash in Division 1. First versus second, and Harrogate Railway, because Si mentioned this last week, that they'll be playing each other. A good win for Harrogate Railway, 3-1. There was 2-0 up. Durham District got 1 back, and then a second goal from Alex Burton made it 3-1, so a good win for Harrogate Railway. Then Ilkley 3, Nostell 3. Another goal feast, really. So 6 goals shared there. Leeds University 0. Brigtown 0. And then we come on to what I would call the Ouse Derby. We're both Selby and Goole on the River Ouse, and we haven't played Selby for 20 years. Last time we played Selby was 2004-05 season, when we won the league that year, the Goole, and Selby came second. I don't think they've ever forgiven us for it. But it was a great match. It was a great match, and I have to say, the interest was there from both sets of supporters, because the crowd was 565.
Fantastic,
I think it's from
Really good.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was Selby's biggest gate for a long, long time. I think they sold out of pies. I know that. I know the pie and peas. I think that did well. But it was 0-0 at half time. Gave a few chances, and Harry Clapham started this 8 minutes in the second half, put Selby 1 up, and then it was an own goal from Selby. The centre half, Charlie Petch, he headed back to the keeper, but it was a looping header, and it gave the keeper no chance. It just went over his head, 1-1. But then both teams missed chances towards the last half hour, but it was a great game, great advertisement for non-league football, especially at step 6, and crowds like that. So we look forward to the reverse fixture in January. And hopefully we get a similar gate at Goole. And then we go on to the last game in the Division 1 on Tuesday evening. Wakefield 0, Club Thorn 0. Over to you, Si.
Yeah, 0-0, but nobody who saw that game has any idea how, other than two excellent goalkeeping performances at either end. We don't have many 0-0s in our history. I sort of look back, I think we've only had 4 before, but that is the most memorable one I think I'll probably see for a long time. It had everything apart from a goal. And yeah, it was their keeper against Ashflin at one end, and then our keeper making his debut, Drew Bramer, against their number 10, Luke Williams. Um, Chances galore, point blank saves, worldy saves, cannoning off the crossbar, all sorts of things, everything going in the net. But that's just the way football goes sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Then on
Goalkeeper with you briefly, right? Si, Ryan Musselwhite, didn't he have a short spell with
He
you?
was, yes. Yeah, that's Ryan. He played 5 games for us a couple of seasons ago. Um, someone says to me, "Yeah, didn't play like that for us, did he?" But I don't think it was too bad when he was with us. But he had an absolutely superb game. Both keepers were absolutely top draw.
Right, moving on to the Wednesday night Premier League. It was Campion 4, Frickley 0. Good win for Campion at home. Handsworth 3, Wombwell 2. A last minute winner, 90th minute winner for Handsworth. Penistone 2, Bottisford 0. Then in Division 1, it was Doncaster City 0, Cruel Coats 0, Maltby 3, Athersley 0, Route 1 Rovers 4, South Leeds 0, and Worsborough 4, and Winterton 0. So the Winterton's got another loss, unfortunately. So if we move on to the tables, quickly onto the tables, onto the Premier League, Premier Division. I mean, Tadcaster at the top played 11, 24 points. Penistone second, 11, 20 points. Lewis Edge 10 games, 19 points. Richards Barton, fourth place, 10 games, 19 points. Sheffield 9 games, 17 points. And Beverley 11, 16 points. And then Knaresborough 10, 16 points. So Taddy's got a 4-point lead at the moment, but it's still the early days. I'm sorry, Jordan, we have to go to the bottom end. In 20th place, Horbury 10, 5 points. Botsford 9, 7 points. Adams Rossington 7, only played 7 though, 7 points. Albion 10, 8 points. And Gorkow picked up 11 games, 9 points. Then in Division 1, top of the league is Durning District 12, 27 points. Harrogate second, 11, 26. Worsborough 10, 24. Size Wakefield 12 in fourth place, played 12, 20 points. Cruel Coats played 10, 20 points. Clubthorne 10, 18. Maltby 10, 17. And my team Gould 10, 16. And if we go to the bottom end of the table, in 22nd position is Winterton, 11, 3 points. Glassalton 12, 8 points. Nostell 10, 8 points. Appleby Frodham 9, 10 points. Louth 11 points, 11 played, 11 points. So we'll just go on to the team of the week. If you ever think about it, well, my team of the week would be Doncaster City. Because I don't know if you've heard it, guys. On Saturday when they played Harrogate Railway away, they only had one sub because they put some budget cuts in, and after that game at the weekend, both managers left the club. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Saw it.
Yeah.
So to win 3-2 against Harrogate with 3 late goals, and then on Wednesday night, because they've had to sign few more players, because we signed Stuart Ludlam, who played on Saturday for Doncaster. He played for us on Tuesday night, and they got a 0-0 draw, and they had a full 16 players, so that's credit to them. So they would be my team of the week. So we'll go to Adam, have you got a team of the week?
I have. I'm going to go for Penistone. Two good wins, great away win at Fackley on Saturday, and then a good 2-0 win against Botsford Town, which I know they're down at the bottom, but still got to win the games and keeping the pressure on Taddy at the top of the table. So yeah, I've gone for Penistone this week.
Jordan, do you have a team of the week?
I do. I'm going to go Nostell. Great win against Maltby, and then backed it up with a very good point away at Ilkley. I think there was 3-1 down, I think, in that game, or maybe there might have been 3-0 down. But yeah, then they're struggling at the wrong end of the table in Division 1. But to get 4 points over the course of a few days against two teams who I'd probably say will be up there this year, it's good for them.
Right, very good. Si, your team of the week?
A good call with that with Nostell, actually. I had them as one of my two. My other one was Worsborough. Again, 2 wins, picking up 6 points. That's moving them to third in the table with wins at Clubthorne and against Winterton. So yeah, Worsborough, I think they're looking really good at the moment.
Very good. And then Richard, your team of the week?
Yeah, I'm going to go Beverley. They're really starting to motor now. They've got 4 in a win at Albion on Saturday, and then 3-1 home win against Eccles Hill on Tuesday.
Very good, very good. So I think we're just about all different, really. So then we'll move on to Saturday, and it's FA Vase, second round qualifying day. Now, if you remember last time we did the podcast, there was a lot of strange teams. We didn't know where they was actually based or where they were. And my geography wasn't great. So I've done a bit of detective work this afternoon. So hopefully we know where all these teams are situated. So we've got Armthorpe versus Darwin. Well, we know where Darwin's. We know where that is. Ashfield. Does anybody know where Ashfield is? Playing Penistone. Anybody get? It's a club.
Manchester.
Sorry.
I'll go Manchester.
Well, I didn't know where Ashfield was. So I had to Google it. It's a club in Wallasey, which is Liverpool, isn't it? On the, so
Yeah.
who would have known? Who would have known? Yeah, so that's a good journey for Penistone to across there. Athersley Recreation are playing Brigtown, so that's be a good clash. And Barton, you're on to Retford FC, Richard.
Yeah, they're a step below, but they're top of the league. I think they've only lost 1. They're going well, so it'll be a tough game.
And Chadderton, well, we think they're in based in Oldham.
Yep.
And they're on to your team, Si.
Yep, nice little trip across the Pennines for that one.
Yeah, will you be going?
Yeah,
Have they is Wakefield put a bus on?
they are doing. Yeah, I'm going to
very
be
good.
driving though, but I know they're doing a bus.
That's
But
very
yeah,
good.
I'll be
Very
driving
good.
over.
And then we've got Cruel Courts at home to Durham District. That Cruel give Durham a good game, I think, at home at Cruel because they're playing well as Cruel. And then we've got Doncaster City versus Prestwich Hayes, and they're based in. Do we know Prestwich Hayes?
Manchester, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Give that man you're right. You're right, there, Adam. Yeah. And then we've got Eccles Hill United versus Park View. Now that stumbled me. Park View. Any guesses?
Chester Street, and I didn't Google it. Honest.
Oh, well done. Go to the top of the class.
I did.
You did Google it.
Yeah.
You'll tell me anything. You'll tell me anything, sir. And I'll usually believe you. Yeah. Right, we get to Gould playing a team called, what was it? Let me have a look. Oh, Horbury Town.
Interesting.
On Saturday. Interesting,
Do you know where
yeah.
Gould is, Bob?
I think I can find it. Because our home form, see, away, we played 6 away, 1-4, drawn 1, lost 1. So our away form's really good. Home, we played 4, won 1, lost 3. So I don't know if the 3 Gs. having some effect on our players, but it's the same for both teams. So let's hope we can change our fortunes on Saturday. But I do know, I think Jordan did say last week, a lot of the Horbury Town players are coming back after injury, aren't they? Is that right? Or missing? For
Yeah,
whatever reason.
we've got 3 in from Tuesday, and then we've obviously got Joe Clegg that we'd signed after we'd spoke last week. So yeah, got a strong 16 coming along. But if you're talking about form home and away, we've got poor form home, we've got poor form away. So we've only won 1 out of 12 in all competitions. But yeah, that was in this competition against Club Fawn. So yeah, should be an interesting game.
Yeah, and you won 4-1 at Thorn, didn't you? Thorn, and they're a good team at home. Thorn, that's a good result. That.
Yeah, we was really good at Club Fawn. Hopefully we can replicate that form, and we shouldn't be too far away. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, Jordan.
Hope your hospitality is good.
Oh yeah, we'll do our best as we've always tried to do. But
Excellent.
there is no, unfortunately, there is no parking on the ground because of all these developments. I think our secretary will probably let your secretary know, but just let you know that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. And then moving on, Grangetown Boys Club. Now, have any idea where Grangetown is?
I know exactly where it is. It's on Teesside.
You're right. It's in Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
So Grangetown Boys.
I've been there many times.
Oh, very good. And they're home to Tadcaster. And then we've got Harrogate Railway home to Thackley. Holker Old Boys. Do we know where Holker Old Boys is?
I'll
that
take a
north?
guess because
Sorry?
I'll take a guess because when Rovers, well, I follow Rovers, and when we played Barrow, they play at Hawker Street. Is it Barrow?
Yeah. You're right, absolutely. Yep, you're right. And I didn't realise that connection. You're right. Barrow do play at Holker Street. Yes, that's in Barrow. So that's a good journey for Route 1 Rovers on Saturday. And then we've got Lewis Edge versus Parkgate, Newark and Sherwood United versus Louth Town. So we're at that. Newark gives it away, really. So then the United Counties is Newark. Nostell
It's
versus
a bit unfair on
Droylsden.
Louth playing 2 of them.
So again.
A bit unfair on Louth playing 2 of them.
It is actually Newark and Sherwood United, against Louth. Yes, that's true, Richard. Yeah. Nostell versus Droylsden. Pickering versus Yarm and Eaglescliffe, which is, I understand, based at Billingham. So that's a good trip for, well, it's not probably too bad, really, because they're playing Pickering. Ramsbottom versus Glassalton. Retford United versus Bottisford. Rossington versus Dronfield. Shefford versus Burscough. Staveley versus Maltby. And Whitley Bay versus Knaresborough. But just looking at this, I just realised something. Armthorpe's at home. And Doncaster City's at home at 3 o'clock. Well, Doncaster share the ground with Armthorpe, so I would imagine that. So I imagine that Armthorpe will get being the landlords, so they might have to either play somewhere else or
Reverse
I don't know.
fixture.
Yeah. But we'll have to see what happens there. Yeah. I hope somebody's told Doncaster.
I think they're too busy with other matters maybe at the moment, aren't they? If they've got no
Yeah,
manager
yeah.
at the moment.
Week up that.
Yeah. Well, I've just noticed that I'm going down thinking, well, Doncaster play Armthorpe, don't they? And I noticed they're both at home at 3 o'clock. So, yeah, I hope somebody's told Doncaster's opponents, Prestwick Hayes, as well. But anyhow,
These
moving
ties
on.
all played to a result.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I think we went to go-kart and we go straight to penalties when we won at go-kart. So there's no replays, as far as I know, anyhow. So. And then in Premier Division, it's Woolwell on to Beverley. And then Division 1, it's Club Thorn versus Leeds University, Selby versus Worsborough, South Leeds versus Ilkley, and Winterton versus Appleby Frodingham. So it's a game that Winterton, it's a 6-pointer for Winterton, really. They need to get a win to get the season going from, don't they?
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, it's the last remaining FA Vars. It's Campion on to Padiham. Is it Padiham? And they're based in Burnley. So that's that then. And then moving on to some midweek games next week. On Tuesday, Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior Cup first round, Dronfield versus Penistone and Frickley versus SJR Worksop. In the Premier Division, Albion at home to Eccleshill. Your team, Richard Barton, home to Knaresborough.
Yeah, we never get anything against Knaresborough, home or away. So
No, but at least you're
thankfully, I'm
home.
away.
Right. And then Jordan, you're home to Sheffield on Tuesday night.
We are. We've not had a home game in such a long time. I think we've had 5 aways on the bounce now after a Saturday. So yeah, it'd be nice to get back on home turf.
Yeah. And then Adam, your team's at home to the league leaders, Tadcaster.
We are. It's going to be a tough game. That we've had a few tough ones lately, but yeah, hopefully we can pick some much needed points up.
Yeah. Which I reckon you get a good gate that night with league leaders being in town as well.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. And then in Division 1, Armthorpe at home to Maltby. Ilkley at home to Appleby Frodingham. Then Nostell home to Route 1 Rovers. And then on Wednesday night, we've got in the Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior Cup first round, Altybridge home to Durnan District. In Division 1, we've got Brig home to Crewe Coats. And then we've got South Leeds home to Glassalton. So they've got quite a few matches next week. And I'm just looking at some of the from the stats in the Premier Division. I've been just let me find it. Just bear with me. Club attendances. Sheffield still at the top with an average of 394. Beverley second, 351. Go-Kart third at 290. But Tadcaster, because they're having such a good season, top of the league, 260 average, which is an increase of 29%, 28.7. So that's good for Taddy. So some good gates, and Penistone fifth with 258, and Pickering, because they're that good cup run, they're averaging 242.
That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.